Hello guys, I'm Shreya and I welcome you all to my channel Knowledge Info. Today in this video, I'm going to be discussing some constitutional rights which are being provided to the students by our Indian Constitution. Along with that, I will also be discussing some of the additional rights which are available to the students against the universities, colleges or institutions, and the initiatives which are being taken up by the government for the welfare of the students. So if you are a student, this video is for you. So watch the video till the end in order to gain proper information. So without wasting any more time, let's move towards our video. As we know that students are the whole and soul of our nation. More than 60% of the population comprises of the students. They are the great investment done by a nation for getting higher revenues in the future. So it is very essential for students to know their legal rights. Although there is no specific term defined as student rights anywhere in the Indian law, but still our Indian Constitution contains numerous rights that every student must be aware of. In that, the very first right is right to freedom of speech and expression, which is given under Article 19 subsection 1 subsection A of the Indian Constitution. As we know, freedom of speech means the freedom to express one's opinion by speaking, writing, pictures or any other mode. A student in India too has this freedom. Of course, there are restrictions to this freedom as mentioned in Article 19 subsection 2 of the Indian Constitution. As a student, one can express his opinion without fear, but that doesn't mean that one can simply defame and use the freedom of speech and expression as an excuse. The fundamental right to freedom of speech and expression was highlighted in 2015 when Shreya Singhal filed a petition against the Union of India in the year 2015. The final verdict came after 5 years of filing the petition. It was a landmark case as it eliminated Section 66 subsection A of the Indian Constitution, which deals about the Information Technology Act 2000. That put restrictions on the online speech of citizens. The act was termed unconstitutional by two-bench judge as it violated freedom of speech that is guaranteed under Article 19 subsection 1 subsection A of the Indian Constitution. In this case, the Supreme Court held that freedom of speech and expression is of paramount importance under a democratic constitution, which provides changes in the composition of legislatures and governments and must be preserved. In this petition only, the Supreme Court laid down the importance of freedom of speech and expression, both from the point of view of the liberty of the individual and from the point of view of the democratic form of our government. The next right is the right to information, which is given under Article 19 subsection 1 of the Indian Constitution. The right to information is a fundamental right which is given under Article 19 of the Indian Constitution. In 1976, in the Raj Narayan versus the state of Uttar Pradesh, the Supreme Court ruled that the right to information will be treated as a fundamental right under Article 19 of the Indian Constitution. As the citizens have the right to know about the government affairs, the right to information is considered as a part of freedom of speech and expression of the Indian Constitution. Without information, one cannot express their thoughts and opinions. Therefore, this right is also being possessed to a student. The student also has the right to information. The fundamental right to information was highlighted in the case of CBSE versus Aditya Bandyopadhyay, which was held in the year 2011, wherein the rights of students seeking answer sheets and verification of marks were violated. The Supreme Court of India in this case announced that the answer sheets of any exam come under the RTI Act 2005. CBSE, the examination authority at that time, was charging the candidates of JEE Main, NEET and UGC NET a fee of around ₹1,000 for the verification of marks and answer sheets. After the order has been passed by the court, students seeking their answer sheet have to pay ₹10 as the application fee and ₹2 for its copies. Whereas for the students belonging below the poverty line or the BPL category, no fees is being charged. The next right which is available to the student is the right to equality, which is given under Article 14 of the Indian Constitution. Right to equality is an essential right that is available to everyone. Particularly, the students can use this right in case of a college admission. Its main objective is to rectify the inequality which exists between the candidates immediately. As a student, one cannot be discriminated by an authoritative figure on the basis of religion, caste, race, creed, or anything. All candidates or students must be equal before the authority. If that is not the case, the student has the right to go against the authority, which can be seen in the case of Chandigarh administration versus Jasmine Kaur in the year 2014, where Jasmine Kaur, holding a Canadian citizenship, challenged the validity of the definition of non-resident Indian, as she faced trouble securing admission pertaining to some eligibility criteria of a BDS course in Dr. Harvansh Singh Judge Institute of Dental Science, Chandigarh. The single judge panel passed an order stating that Jasleen is already qualified for the admission, and hence without wasting a year she should be given a seat of the course. While laying down the principles to be followed by the educational institutions during admissions, the Supreme Court laid down that if there is a violation of the right to equality and equal treatment to the competing candidates, it would be completely just and fair to provide exceptional release to the candidates under such circumstances alone. The next is the right to education, which is given under Article 21A of the Indian Constitution. In India, children must have the compulsory education from the age of 6 to 14 years. The Indian government itself will cover the government school fees if the parents are facing financial struggles, but this education is compulsory for the students to be completed. This right ensures that every citizen receives the basic minimum amount of education required. It is one of the fundamental rights which is given under the Indian Constitution under Article 21A, which was reiterated in the case of State of UP versus Bhupendranath Tripathi in the year 2010. As per the petition filed by Bhupendranath Tripathi in the year 2009, in primary institutions run by the Uttar Pradesh Basic Shiksha Parishad, more than 60,000 posts of assistant teacher was lying vacant. Through this act, the efforts of Uttar Pradesh Basic Shiksha Parishad for filing the post were criticized. The court has passed the order to fulfill the Right to Education Act by appointing and training 33,000 B.Ed graduates within the period of 6 months. This Right to Education Act is also known as the Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act, which was enacted in the year 2009, wherein all the children between the age group of 6 to 14 years have the right to elementary education. The last and the most important constitutional right which is available to the students in India is the right to life, which is given under Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. This right, which is right to life and personal liberty, has to be provided to every student because it is very important for each and every student to receive education in an environment of freedom and dignity which is free from fear. Students must not be in fear of getting beaten or getting hurt. This right was evoked in the case of Parents Forum for Meaningful Education versus Union of India in the year 2001. In this case, the Parents Forum filed a PIL to stop punishment to students in schools. After this, the court gave the verdict with direction to educational institutions for dealing with students who neglect schoolwork but should refrain from any kind of corporal punishment. After the verdict being given by the court, schools have to follow the certain guidelines while dealing with the students, which are as follows: that no punishment or detention must be given to the students after the school hours if they neglect classwork. No punishment will be provided to the students under the age of 14. Fine can only be imposed on the students above 14 years of age in case of late attendance, being absent from school without application, skipping or bunking classes, cause damage to public or school property, or if there is any delay in payment of school fees and dues. No harsh punishment could be given only if the student is impolite or rude towards teachers. No harsh punishments must be given to students who are ill. Punishment could be rendered on the students, but it should not lead to physical injury to the student. If any student is expelled from one school, he should not be denied admission to any other school. No student can be expelled or rusticated without giving a chance to parents or guardians for show cause notice. Now, we will be discussing some general rights or some additional rights which are available to the students against the universities, colleges or institutions. Let us discuss them in detail. First is that the students have the right to complain against the university, college or institution if any false commitment is being made by them regarding placements being made to the students. Second is that the colleges, universities or institutions in any case cannot seize or hold the original documents of the students. The third is that if false information is being given by the colleges, universities or institutions to students regarding hostel facilities or regarding any admission criteria or any other subject, then students can complain against these universities, institutions or colleges. Fourth is students have a right to demand the commencement of classes timely in case of any delay. And if there is a single student in any course, yet the colleges are still bound to conduct the timely classes. Fifth is, if the facilities which were promised by the colleges or universities at the time of providing admission to the students are not being fulfilled properly, then the students have the right to complain against them. Sixth is, no institution, college or university can charge the fees of complete course at the time of admission. And if it is being paid by the students, then it is illegal and can be asked by the students for its refund. Seventh point is, in case the students are dissatisfied with the facilities being provided by the colleges, universities or institutions, then they have the right to withdraw their admission and the colleges are compelled or bound to refund the fees being paid by the students charged for their admission. Now we will be discussing about the initiatives being taken up by the government for the welfare of the students, among which the first is Student Grievance Redressal Portal. The online Students Grievance Redressal System is a new initiative taken up by the Universities Grant Commission, which is known as the UGC, that facilitates students to lodge his or her grievance, send reminder and view status on action taken with regard to their grievance. The basic aim of the portal is to ensure transparency in admissions, prevent unfair practices in educational institutions, and provide a mechanism for redressal of their grievances. This system also facilitates the universities to search and browse grievances lodged against their university and post action taken against the complaints on the portal as well as contact the complainant directly through email, phone or by post. The next initiative is the Know Your College initiative, which was launched by the President of India in the year 2014. As we know that with the time for admission to colleges having been arrived, there is often confusion persists in the minds of students regarding which colleges to join and which courses to be taken up. So to help the students make an informed decision on the choice of college and the courses, the Ministry of Human Resource Development and the Government of India have developed a Know Your College portal. This portal was launched by the President of India on 11th of November 2014 to help prospective students make an informed selection of the college. This portal covers almost 10,500 colleges which conduct about 14,000 programs in technical education and 35,000 colleges conducting at least 20,000 programs in non-technical education. This portal acts as a single-stop destination for the students for making an informed choice. As a concluding part, we can say that it is a matter of fact that no specific rights and provisions are being available for the students. The Constitution doesn't attempt to provide specific rights that are most student-oriented to our country. All the provisions that an Indian student have are similar to the basic rights and freedoms offered to all citizens of India. Keeping that in mind, there are some legal rights that a student in India must be aware of, which are being discussed in this video. And in any circumstances, if any of these rights are being violated by the college, university or institution, the student can complain to the college. But in case the issue is not resolved or the resolution is not given satisfactory by the institution or college, the customer or the consumer or the student can send a written complaint to the university or competent authority, which is known as the UGC, or consumer forums in case of higher education. So with this, we ends up with our video. If you have any suggestions regarding my video, do let me know in the comment box section. And if you liked my efforts which I tried to pour in this video, do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon parallel to the subscribe button in order to get notified when I will upload my further videos. So it's the time to leave now. So until we meet again, stay home, stay safe, do take care of yourselves, do take care of your families, and there's a goodbye. Thanks for watching.